Hello, it's good to be here with you again. It's been a while. How are you doing? I'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. I love that that's becoming more normalized. I wholly support that. And I am here on land of the Chumash people, the Tongva people, the Fernandeño, Tataviam, and Kizh people, who are the rightful stewards of this land. And I wholly support their stewardship and guidance. They really know how to live here sustainably, did so for thousands of years before we white people came. And so I support that movement of land back, and I acknowledge the genocide that has occurred and that is continuing because of racism, because of my part in that and my people. So my intention, my practice, and what I'm learning in this time that I've been off, I haven't been making videos for a while, I've been listening and studying. And I don't do this to be demonstrative, I do this to start normalizing talking about it. So here we are. And I'll be sharing personally about what this transition time has been for me and what it is right now and the transition I'm going through right now, in case that's helpful for you. I'm going to share a poem that I think might resonate, especially if you have any creativity flowing through you. And I am here to learn, here to share, take or leave anything as you see fit. I would say the biggest part of this transition time, you may have noticed that I have not been posting for a while. I have not felt called to post. I've been, as I said, really listening and really, really looking deeply within. And I've needed that. I am an introvert and I need that time to recharge, to write loads of poetry. I've been writing. I've actually written poetry all my life. First book I ever made in first grade, age 6, was a poem book. I just never put it into how I identify myself. So I'm doing that now. You know, I've shared them during one-woman shows and things, but I'll be sharing more, and on my other socials as well. So this transition, I mean, there's so much here, and we'll be unpacking it for a while, I'm sure. But the things that have been most helpful for me lately, I would say, if this resonates with you, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you're meant to be, if you don't know what you're meant to do, or what that's supposed to look like, or how to make sure that everybody knows what you do, and that it's okay with everybody who you are and what you do, or any of that, welcome. Here we are together. It's okay not to know. Just breathe into that for a moment. See if anything opens in your body. It's okay not to know. Yeah. In fact, that dismantling of who we thought we were, that dismantling of how things are, even if that's not the way we really know they could be and should be and will be, is powerful and potent and necessary. It is necessary. We need to rethink how we relate to ourselves and each other and life and this planet, right? There's a lot of opportunities here. So I've mentioned many times in different years how much I relate to the life cycle of a butterfly, caterpillar. This is something that we are phoenix, that we do, right? We crawl in one realm, one dimension, and we gather. We gather food, we feed ourselves with nourishment and with knowledge, and we try things, and then at some point, known only to the inner workings of our being, we pause, we create a vessel of ourselves. and we liquefy. We liquefy it all. What if none of this was me? What if I could be anything? What if it doesn't matter what other people think? But what if it really doesn't matter? Can I let myself completely liquefy and be surprised by what coalesces, by what form I take and what dimensions I inhabit in that new form? So I've been doing that. I've been liquid. And even just that state of liquid, water can take on whatever form is most conducive to that, to the moment. So in that liquid form, then at some point, things start to coalesce enough that you say, okay, today I'm going to turn on that camera and see what emerges, see what forms I might inhabit, and see what it feels like to be in a different element, a different dimension than I've known before, and see what ripples go out and come back and where that carries me forward. At the same time, I mentioned our relationship to ourselves and to life and to each other and to this planet. And I feel like a lot of this not knowing time, if that resonates with you, a lot of this not knowing time is, the pandemic, right? That has stopped many of the ways that we've been doing things. Not all, but many, which gives us an opportunity to see how much we can change the ways that we've been doing things. So for me, it helps to think about it as like my body and being sends off alarm bells anymore if I'm leading with my left brain. Does that resonate? Can't do that thing anymore where I just like make the goal and make and it needs to look like this and feel like this because that's how I know that I will have won and be successful. And then and here are my steps and I've figured it out for the next 5 years and I'm going to do this and just and I'm just going to make it happen. And if it's not happening, then I'm not making it enough. I'm not willing it enough, Anybody else tense just by thinking that way for however many seconds? I am. And I don't like functioning that way. I don't like being in that state in my body. It changes the way I think. And this time for me has been a lot of rewiring so that I can lead with my heart, with my gut, with my belly, with that inner knowing that I connect to in the stillness, in those gaps where I breathe, and where I'm filled with that knowing. And then my brain is very handy. It can get in there and make things, and support that essence with some structure, but not create the structure and try and squeeze the essence through it. Is that making sense? So in other shares, at some point, I might get really scientific and share like designs and, diagrams and things for how I am experiencing reality right now, but that's not today. Today, I'd like to share this poem called What Do You Do? If you're an artist, that might not be your favorite question, but it might be, and it can be, and it's starting to become mine, and here's my answer. On June 24th. Oh, creativity, flip it, fly free. I believe I did you a disservice. I was nervous. I was trying to find a box with no locks that the people would approve of. True love requires no approval, isn't subject to removal, isn't something to be proven, just grooving on to the song of I belong. Yes. That's the best. Now my chest is a black hole, white hole, both poles of magnetism. Fragment isn't broken, it's a token for a ride. It's a piece of the pie. Why cry when the milk loves spilling, just as much as it loves filling or chilling on your lip? Take a dip in the pool like Cool Whip. Get a grip on letting go. You don't even have to know. Dip your toe or just dive. You're alive. Why strive for the box, for the locks, keeping everything together? Fall apart into art. We are part, we are whole. There is goodness in a goal, but the soul sings freer when we don't have to agree or make a plan for who I am. That'd be great, but I've learned it's not my fate. Makes me fake, flake, and fry till I cry or get high on something dense, then resurrect the fence. Keep it in, keep it out, you're a this, what's that about? Worked for him, worked for her, good for them, I'm a blur. I don't fit in a box, flying faster than my socks. I am creativity, flying on, flying free. What are you today? Doesn't have to have a word. Might have a feeling, a sound, a movement, an image, a juice, a flavor, savor. We are connected.